Hello and welcome back to another episode of No Good, Good to Know podcast. Here, episode 44, where we're here to bring you some more good news.
You sound like you're doing a documentary every time. You've got the David Attenborough voice. Here we are at episode 43, 44 again. Welcome back for a good news development.
I know.
I got some little bits to say before we get into the good news.
Okay.
So after last week's episode where I spoke about the e-waste and all that sort of stuff, a little bit of a follow-on, little mini good news. It sounded like Trump then. Little good news tidbit, and it is related to America. All 50 states have now allowed the right to repair.
That's good.
So before, apparently, the ones that weren't are New York, Minnesota, Colorado, California, Oregon, and Wisconsin. But apparently, due to we're on
just turn
a little bit down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now, as of I think like 5 days ago, they now. I think it's a nice little, perfect little tie-in, should I say, for what I was talking about last week, that they've now allowed the right to repair, which is pretty sort.
Good.
Also,
That's good.
I would also like to say a big sorry to Apple. Not that they're ever going to hear this, but last week, I pretty much, when I listened to it, I hammed on about Apple. Hammed on about Apple, like doing all the bad stuff.
You don't even use Apple products.
No, I don't. But there you go. It's like biased as hell. But they are probably... So they do allow the right to repair. I don't know if they still do. I did try Apple. So I looked it up. I can't really find out. It's not 100%...
Nothing on the scale of what...
Super duper convoluted, but yeah.
Yeah, nothing on the same scale as what we were talking about.
No. But yeah, it's still pretty good. Obviously, they do allow it. So yeah. But no, that's my extra little bit of good news before we jump into...
Thanks for that, Jordan. Over to me.
Now
everything. With your weather.
Documentaries,
we should do.
The news, weather, we've got all of them
do
covered.
a weather segment, a good news weather segment.
The weather at the moment, I can't see because it's dark
It was
outside.
a lovely day today, actually.
It's been
I was in the office.
It's been so good for the last like 3 days.
Yeah, I was in the office today, and over lunchtime, I thought, I'll go for a little walk around the site.
That's good. There's nothing worse than being stuck in the office, eh?
I know, right? I know.
Especially when you've got like windows that, when you're looking directly out your window, if your desk is right in front of a window.
At least there is windows in the office.
That's true, but it's the most depressing thing to look at. You're like, fuck, it's good outside. Yeah. I want to go outside.
At least there's benches and stuff, so I went outside, had a little sit down.
Oh, that's cute.
Had lunch.
Yeah. What did you do? Literally just have lunch, like little lunchbox.
Jack and potato.
Decent. No, what'd you get on jack and potato?
Beans and cheese.
Naughty.
It costs like £1.30.
No. Oh, really? That's cheap.
Yeah, it's all subsidised.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So you get loads of...
you from work?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you're so lucky.
It was like the special main was curry today, but I couldn't be bothered to queue, so I am using the work canteen as like having healthy lunches.
Okay, yeah.
So always try and get healthy lunches.
Yeah, so what?
So like they do like pots of just like loose chicken.
Yeah.
So I always get that as like a bit of protein, extra protein.
Nice.
And then I get like, I don't know, whatever's on there, which is healthiest with some greens.
Mate, I'm going to come and work at your place.
Which only costs a couple of quid.
So. Mate, I'm definitely just, when I come back, I'm coming. You're going to have to make a position for me.
They do apprenticeships.
I suppose, yeah, I'd have to join somewhere.
You laugh,
I could be positivity.
You laugh,
something.
but how do you?
30.
All right, so you've got another 35 years to work.
Yeah.
Right. It takes 3 or 4 years to do apprenticeship.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, cool. Right.
Big picture.
Big picture stuff. Nice.
Okay, are we doing... Are we just getting into it? We're not doing the old...
No, we've got to do 50s.
No, got him.
Sounds so bad if I say that. 1, 2, 3, go. Bang.
Every time.
I'll go this time.
Go on then.
So, let's talk about something that buzzed its way into headlines in the best way possible.
Baby.
Scientists in Ontario, Canada, again, that's another Canada story, have just pulled off something that is once thought to be completely impossible.
Is all of your stories?
Yeah, because I've got to make them love
Canada.
me before I can go there, so they really want me there. They've successfully raised a full generation of endangered yellow-banded bumblebees in captivity. You got to save them bees.
Yeah,
save them bees.
Yeah.
I know what some people might think. Isn't it called the birds and the bees for a reason? You know, shouldn't we just let them do their thing? Well, it turns out no.
Why is it called the birds and the bees?
I don't know. Maybe they're the
birds and bees don't do it together.
No, obviously not. But maybe they just sort of get it on. You know,
bees. When have you ever seen a bee having it on? You've seen plenty of pigeons.
Queen bee, mate. They're all the babies.
Do they actually have nookie to make babies?
I don't know, actually. Maybe I should have. It's a weird thing to research, but they must do.
Because, well, we know that
eggs,
amphibians,
fertilise eggs, yada yada yada.
Like frogs and that can self-pregnate.
Can they really?
I believe so. Like if it's
strange.
If it's like an all-male area, they can turn to one of them can turn to female.
Oh, okay.
If it's all male or
What's
female, I think one of them can.
Cool.
They find a way, basically.
I suppose, yeah, a lot of amphibious animals can probably do that. Turn sort of genders and stuff. Because if they regrow tails, they could probably grow genitalia. That'd be it.
Who knows?
Big right. But yeah, so back to the bees. Before, no. So, well, it turns out no. Not in this case. Apparently, no one has ever figured out how to breed threatened bumblebee species in a lab before. And if we want to keep these little pollinators around, it's a huge piece of the puzzle. So, enter the Bumblebee Conservation Lab, which is part of a Wildlife Preservation Canada, who have made this happen.
So
they go on.
So they
breed bees.
They breed the bees.
They literally breed bees in captivity.
I wonder if that smells.
What? You reckon
No, I'm just
like
referring. I spoke to you
Sexy
before
bee
about
stank.
my. I spoke to you before about my experience at university where they grew flies,
Oh yeah.
and it was just like a room full of flies.
Yeah, that's maggots. I reckon that's a bit different.
Yeah, true. But
you've still got larvae.
What do they smell like?
Who
Do
knows?
they smell? Do they smell sweet? Because they're like honey.
Honey. I bet they. Well, I mean, they probably smell a hell of a lot sweeter than
Yeah.
like a jar full of maggots do.
Very true.
Because that's grim. So they opened it in 2021 with one mission, which is figure out how to raise endangered bumblebees in captivity before they disappear forever, which we all know, you know. And from what I read, they kind of had their work cut out for them. So bumblebee population has plummeted since 1990s. I can't remember if I've said this before, because I think I did a sort of bee-ish story.
Yeah, we have spoke about bees before.
Yeah, so thanks to habitat loss, pesticides, and disease, we all know the story, etc., etc. If you don't know, welcome back to the world. I hope you had a really nice time in your bunker. But everyone knows that losing the bees means that we're
Bees bad. Losing bees is bad.
Yeah, it's a massive issue. So these bees used to be everywhere across southern Canada and huge stretches of the US. But now, not saying that. And the scientists weren't willing to just sit back and watch them vanish.
Trump's like, them Canadian bees are not coming into my America.
We're going to put tariffs on your bees.
We're going to put tariff on your
We're
bees.
going to put a tariff on your bees. You're going to have to pay us for your bees. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare.
I just found we just made the title for the video.
What? Tariff the bees?
Tariff the bees.
Is Trump going to tariff
Trump's
bees?
tariffing our bees. Is Trump going to tariff our bees?
I hope not. He better not do. I mean, he can actually, because then that means you have to pay Canada and China
I'm making a note
to buy bees. You actually
I'm going to make a note of it, otherwise I will
jokes.
forget.
Yeah, so back to the scientists. They knew that if they could crack the code on bumblebee breeding, which is a strange thing to think about, they could create assurance populations, basically a safety net to prevent extinction and help reintroduce bees into the wild if they ever needed to.
Okay.
So it's like the biggest it's a weird world-saving net, but it's sort of necessary. So how did they do it?
You tell me.
Well, first, they went into the wild and carefully collected queen bees.
You can order them on Amazon. I should have just done that.
Yeah, but not these ones, because these ones are endangered. So you could probably get normal queen bees, but not the yellow...
How's people going to know?
Yeah, the yellow banded bumblebees. I mean, I don't actually know why they've... Obviously, they are endangered.
What are they called?
Yellow banded bumblebees.
Yellow banded? What?
Yellow banded bumblebees.
What are normal bumblebees called then?
Black banded bumblebees. How do they?
Is that a joke?
No. Just because they're yellow and black, I just assumed. But they could be, I don't know, more efficient pollinators. Who really knows? So we'll find out why. So they got their bumblebees from different areas in Ontario. These queens are brought back to a lab where they are given royal treatment, literally. Scientists pampered them with temperature-controlled environments, tiny handcrafted nectar, and pollen snacks, and carefully monitored their every move. But here's where it gets a bit more interesting.
Go on.
To get these bees in the mood for mating, the team had to get a little creative.
Bee porn.
The team... They had to team up with Ontario's African lion safari to test different odours in the enclosure. So what you were saying about the smell...
Yes.
Could be true. So they could be after, some of the bees were placed in large open flight cages, but apparently this wasn't their vibe. They weren't really looking into it, or they weren't really, all for that sort of stuff. So the team experimented with the cozier little colony boxes, and suddenly, boom, love was in the air. And it worked. For the first time in 2024, so obviously they started this last year, they successfully bred and raised an entire generation of yellow-banded bumblebees in the lab. But... the good news doesn't end there.
How many numbers is that? How many is that?
I don't actually know. I don't actually have the numbers. But I'm assuming one colony, how many do you reckon? Like you see a hive of bees?
2,000?
That's a lot of bees. Quite a lot of bees. Yeah, I'd guess so. Yeah. But yeah, so wasn't there. They didn't. I didn't realize this was a thing as well. It means young. I don't know. So what was I? The first time, 2024. Yeah, we're good. We go. This isn't the only good news. They managed to keep them over. Or they managed to overwinter them, which is a phrase I've never heard of.
Well, what if bees die over the winter, right?
This is the thing. So I didn't.
Apart from the queen.
Yeah. I don't even know if the queen does. I can imagine the whole colony goes.
So,
unless they protect the queen, in which case,
something's going to happen to the queen because
I suppose maybe
she can't just die. Otherwise, there's no queens.
Well, who knows? I don't really know. I mean, they must be dying out somehow because obviously, if the bee population is decreasing over time, it's not just the bees that go out and collect honey; it's the queens that have to die to stop the population. If you know what I mean?
It's so confusing.
It's madness. But yeah, so they managed to overwinter them, and I didn't realize this was actually a thing. It means young queens are kept safe through cold months, and now in early spring they're waking up ready to start their own colonies. This is a massive win for the bee conservation, and the best part, you don't need a fancy lab to help as well. Scientists say that even small actions can make a big difference.
Bees hibernate. No, they do not hibernate.
Oh, yeah.
So unlike other insects, bees do not hibernate during the winter or lay eggs over winter. Bees are active all winter long.
Oh, so they can die. So they can go out in the cold and...
So where do they go?
That's so sad. What about the queen? What happens to the queen?
Well, I'm just telling you where the bees go. Even bumblebees, they can survive in cold temperatures.
Oh, okay.
The UK is home to more than 250 species of bees, including 24 types of bumblebees and domestic honeybees.
That's way more than I thought it was. Damn.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, go on.
That's right. No, so if you've got a garden, plant some bee-friendly flowers. If you're a homeowner, skip the pesticides. Don't be putting like weed killer down. I know you know it's an absolutely tedious job weeding, but just handpick them. It's a lot easier. I spoke about the school handing out wildflower packets. I think that is what I was referring to when I was talking about bees beforehand.
Maybe.
So for families to plant wildflowers in their garden. So I say to anyone who's listening, if you can do the same, please get planting your flowers because you could be saving the whole entire world in the future.
Most queen bumblebees hibernate from autumn to spring.
Okay, so they do.
Late March or early April.
They do hibernate.
Yes,
that's pretty cool. Yeah. So spring's coming around the corner. Bees coming. Get some plants. Get some plants in your garden. So here's to the team at the Bumblebee Conservation Lab for proving the science patients.
Bumblebee story.
Yeah, I mean, I like the bees. Bees just, I mean, it's funny though when you see a really fucking great big bumblebee come at you and you look.
Well, because we've got bifolds, very often you hear a dunk. Just a little bee just going dunk.
It's Barry B. Benson from Bee Movie just coming in. But yeah, that's my good news this week.
Wow, I like that.
Bees.
So I'm coming home more local.
Okay.
Which I think I've discussed something very similar. Just looking back at our Instagram posts just to see if we've done a post about it before, but I couldn't see anything about it.
Mate, you'll have a long time because we're on episode 44.
I know, but I did just quickly flick back, but I couldn't see anything about it. So I'm hoping.
Here's hoping.
It was a new article from Cambridge. It was a new article from University of Cambridge. So I'm hoping it's new news. Maybe I discussed a potential of this, but now it's new news. I don't know.
Knows? Well, let's find out. Tell us all about it.
It's a new article anyway.
Tell us all about it.
Solar panelled reactors created by the University of Cambridge convert CO2 from the air into a sustainable fuel.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yep. I wonder if I could tell you what I did at work
Solar
today.
powered reactors.
I wonder if I can tell you.
I mean, do you want to run the risk of
No, I'm not going to tell you.
Intelligence?
It's annoying because
secret military intelligence.
It's not really secret, but it's environmentally friendly.
Okay.
Anyway,
that's good.
Cambridge researchers have developed a reactor that pulls carbon dioxide directly from the air and converts it into a sustainable fuel using sunlight as a power source.
Cool.
The researchers, led by Professor Erwin Reisner, a fellow of St John's College, say the solar-powered reactor could be used to make more fuel to cover cars, planes, many other chemical and pharmaceutical products. It could also be used to generate fuel to remote off-the-grid locations.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yes. Unlike most carbon capture technologies, the reactor does not require fossil fuel-based power or the transport and storage of... Hang on. Sorry, no. I was right.
Transport and storage.
It doesn't rely on fossil fuel-based power or the transport and storage of carbon dioxide, but instead converts atmospheric CO2 into something useful using sunlight.
That's pretty cool. You've properly stitched yourself up on this story, haven't you?
There's a lot of S's in this. Carbon capture and storage, or CCS for short, has been touted as a possible solution to the climate crisis. We hear this about this all the time.
I was going to say everything is a possible solution to the climate crisis. It's just all little bits that add to a big puzzle.
Bad boy.
Go on.
And they have recently received 22 billion in funding from the UK government. However, CCS is energy intensive and they are concerned about the long-term safety of storing pressurized CO2 deep underground, although there is studies being carried out to see the safe sides of it.
And what's that earthquake happening in Cambridge? Oh, that's just all those pressurized carbon dioxide cans just exploding.
Something else very cool about work there, which I can't tell you. Aside from the expensive energy intensity, CCS provides an excuse to carry on burning fossil fuels.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
So they come out with a solution so we can continue using fossil fuels? That doesn't sound right. That sounds bad.
I don't know. I've fucking messed up here.
What? It's all right. Just keep going. Keep going. They might turn it around.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, I've got the wrong. I've written it slightly differently. Right. So they're saying that it's a good excuse to keep burning them fuels because the CO2, which is harmful, can now be turned into energy.
Yeah. Okay.
So the focus of Professor Reisner's research group is the development of devices that can convert waste, water, and air into practical fuels and chemicals. These devices take their inspiration from photosynthesis, a process where plants convert sunlight into food. Devices don't use any outside power, no cables, no batteries. All they need is the power of the sun. Cool. The team's newest system takes CO2 directly from the air, converts it into cyan gas, a key intermediate in the production of many chemicals and pharmaceuticals. The researchers say their approach, which does not require any transportation or storage, is much easier to scale up earlier than solar-powered devices.
Okay. So it's like a nice little portable CO2 converter.
Pretty much. I realised how long this is, so I'm not going to go through all of it.
That's right.
The team say that there is particularly promising opportunity is the chemical and pharmaceutical sector, where cyanide gas can be converted into many different products which we rely on every day without contributing to climate change. It's building a larger scale version of a reactor and hope to start beginning the test in spring.
Yeah.
If scaled up, the researchers say their reactor could be used in a decentralized way, so that individuals can theoretically generate their own fuel, which would be useful in like remote situations.
That's pretty cool because then
it's like a portable.
Yeah, it gives like the opportunity to be able to do like off-grid living and stuff like that. So maybe we could like, when I was saying about Calgary Tower and all that stuff, growing farms into or inside cities, we could do the total opposite, and you can have smaller communities that can run off this sort of renewable energy source out in the middle of nowhere.
It reminds me of
nomad lifestyle.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Starlink thing that.
What, the free Wi-Fi jobby?
It's not free. Well, it kind of is, but you have to buy the link package.
Oh,
they're not actually that expensive.
Okay, the worldwide
Wi-Fi. But you can get them anywhere. Like,
is it not supposed to be really bad? I keep hearing that it's like not particularly great, but I suppose.
What do you mean?
Worldwide Wi-Fi is going to be particularly going to be strong. No, just the link.
The Starlink, which has been put up there.
Yeah.
You buy a little portable fold out. You can get different sizes,
sort of thing. Yeah.
So one for like a pocket size and a slightly bigger one.
Okay. Yeah.
And apparently they're really good.
Oh.
And you can get internet anywhere.
Okay.
Because it uses
Starlink. I see what you mean. So so having that out in the middle of the sticks and having this out in the middle of the sticks, you could essentially
properly
just
live
a proper nomad lifestyle. Yeah. Oh man. So there's a guy that I follow. He's in Australia, I think, at the moment, and he's literally building himself an off-grid sort of base. It's so cool. He's covered in tattoos. You will 100%, if you ever catch him on a video, you'll be able to recognise him. I think he's got his tattooed. Yeah, I think he's got his eyes tattooed as well. So I think you will definitely be able to see.
He can't.
Huh? he can. But he's built like this whole off-grid like life thing. He's got showers. He's got a whole like shed for all his tools and stuff. He's building basically a cabin. It's so cool. But that is proper off-grid living. And I think he might have a Starlink. You ain't getting
that's what
broadband Wi-Fi out like in the middle of outback Australia because there's nothing there. It's just dead zone. But yeah, so he might have that. And if this is a thing and it can run and obviously be commercialized and sold to people eventually,
amazing.
I'm sure he'll have one of those too.
And unlimited supply of energy.
That's brilliant.
Until we drain all the CO2 from the air and we die.
Yeah, all the plants die off because they can't convert any CO2 into oxygen anymore, so they can't feed.
That'll be the next problem.
They literally can't do anything.
So we need to keep burning them fossil fuels to generate enough.
Wait, Trump must love it right now. He's all about.
He's all about twice in this podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Already.
I mean, he's relatable. He's not
relatable.
relatable. He's trending
he's on
at
topic.
the moment. Yeah, he's on topic. But yeah, he's all about burning fossil fuels.
He is.
It's his favourite thing.
Burning fossil fuels.
Don't
Orange,
burn on fossil fuels.
Right, okay, that'll do.
That'll do.
So you got the gist of it.
You know how it works.
You know how it works.
Next segment, please.
The Hall of Heroes.
Go on then.
in me first.
I feel like you can start for us this week.
Okay, I'm going to start with some bad... should I say the bad news?
Don't start with bad news.
I'm going to go with the bad news. Oh.
Although it does fit your persona.
Do you recall on episode 30, we talked about that gentleman called James Harrison, who's also known as the man with the golden arm?
Yes, I do. And how he saved 8-something million babies or something?
Yeah. Well, he sadly passed away
No.
on Monday, February 17th.
Oh, that's so sad.
At the age of 88. He died in his sleep, which is nice, of course.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, he saved 2.4 million babies.
That's it, 2.4 million babies.
And sadly, he passed away at the age of 88.
Yeah. So if you should definitely drop back to that episode and find out. And I also made a post about him and commemorating his golden arms.
I was going to do just my segment on him again because of that.
Oh, okay, yeah. What, like a commemorative?
Yeah, like a
sort of post commemorative thing.
Here he is,
yeah, look, I actually made his arms gold because they definitely are.
Yeah, sadly, he sadly passed away. So
I
saw that when I was looking for some stuff.
50, I think, approximately 50 other people out there that have the same condition that he has.
Oh, so hopefully they'll get on board.
On that time that I read about the story, hopefully, a few other people that have that condition are getting on board to help the rest of the babies. Because it was like a birth disease, wasn't it? It was
something like that. Yeah, for the listeners, go back. Yeah, episode 30.
30. Yeah.
James Harrison.
We never do that. We
No,
never
we
actually
don't.
tell anybody
But
what the episode is.
I've actually linked it back.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cool. No, I like it. Oh,
yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Sad news, but let's celebrate.
He's a man that you should definitely know.
100%.
100%.
So back onto my Hall of Heroes story then. A former GB para athlete has become the first disabled person to ski solo and unsupported to the South Pole.
Ooh, baby, that's cold.
Yeah.
Boo.
Johnny Huntington from Kingsbridge, Devon, covered 566 miles of Antarctic ice in 46 days, despite the effects of oh my god, of a stroke he suffered in 2014. The 38-year-old offset the Fucus Mensa on 21st of November 2024 and arrived at the South Pole on Monday. Throughout his expedition, he skied in extreme conditions, including freezing temperatures and 24-hour sunlight, while dragging a 210-kilogram sled carrying his food and equipment.
That must have been debilitating.
Yes, it was debilitating. Speaking via a satellite phone,
yeah.
On arrival at the South Pole, Mr. Huntington said, "What?" Mr. Huntington said, "It's been a bit of a whirlwind since getting here. It's pretty emotional.
Yeah, but
my right leg is pretty sore, which I think is probably reasonable because it's done most of the work." He's got one leg.
Yeah. What would you do if you had to fight off polar bears?
No. He's not got one leg. He's just because of his stroke.
Ah, okay. So he's got both legs, but he's only got real.
Only
use
52
of one.
people have successfully skied to the South Pole without support, but Mr. Huntington is understood to be the first explorer with a disability to do so. A former army officer,
badass,
where he gets his grip from, Mr. Huntington was left paralysed from the neck down on his left side when he suffered a stroke at the age of 28. Hence, his right side did more.
So he's
work.
Straight dragon body parts.
Dragon.
He's not dragon.
Oh,
he's dragging like half his body to the North Pole.
Yeah.
Jeez.
His left leg's on the sleigh and his right leg's pushing. Like a skateboard.
Like a skateboard.
Maybe like a skateboard.
Someone's just stopped him and be like, yo, you got hypothermia in like half your body. We're like, no, I just had a stroke ages ago. I'm doing it. Don't worry about it. Just leave me alone.
He said the final stage of his expedition was much more challenging because of he encountered huge ice formations called stragurgas. As well as soft snow, which made progress difficult.
Oh, mate, I bet.
This has been tough. The injury has certainly made it more difficult, said Mr. Huntington. In the last couple of weeks, I've been in a position where I'm worried if the good side is going to survive this. During his stroke recovery, Mr. Huntington became a member of the Armed Forces Para Snow Sport team, which ignited his love for skiing.
Imagine if he got hypothermia in his good side.
I know,
That'd be wheel destroying.
So he went on to join the GB Para Nordic skiing team competition between 2017 and 2020 at the World Cup in Lviv, Ukraine, and in Finland. The idea of the South Pole expedition came after he stopped skiing competitively and he planned a trained expedition for 5 years. He trained for 5 years. Dang. He planned the expedition. He said, "I don't think I've pushed any boundaries in the sense of the route I've done or anything like that. But at the same time, I've dragged a pretty mangled body through that route." This is his words, not mine. I'm just a normal bloke from South Devon. Like, there is no magic formula and there's nothing special about me to enable me what I've done. on this trip, I kept pulling one foot in front of the other.
Just 1 foot step, I'll pull the other one.
When things got really tough, I refused to stop, putting that 1 foot in front of the other. Miss Huntington said he was looking forward to celebrating his achievement with a steak and a glass of red wine. So he didn't get gout in the other foot. He's got some steak and red wine.
He's got gout, he's had a stroke. This guy is, he's not doing well. Fair play.
So shout out to Miss Huntington for being the first Paralympic or disabled person to ski solo unsupported to the South Pole.
Madness. And I like how he's very comedic about it.
That's what I liked about it. Yes.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yes.
Mate, if anything happens to me, I'm going to stay so positive about it.
Mate, if anything happened to me, I'd want people to make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
If I lost an arm, right, or lost a leg, I'd want
someone to come up to you and give you a high five. Like,
or go to shake my hand. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Because I would do that.
Because you just look and be like,
do you know one of the funniest clips ever?
You're joking.
One of the funniest clips ever.
Go on.
Yeah, there's a guy on YouTube which is called Mashtag. I don't know if I spoke about it before.
Is he the guy that goes around the world? Yeah.
He's a bit of a...
So funny.
He's a bit...
He's a proper like UK...
Yeah,
like,
laddie.
You'd expect to be a football hooligan, but...
Yeah. He was.
Yeah, oh, was he really?
I think so, yeah.
You can tell.
But he's very, very funny. Anyway, he was in India, and he always talks to locals, like joking around and stuff like that.
They're like his best mates.
And there was one of them, someone sat down, he went, hello mate, and he went to shake his hand, and the guy had a little stump. Yeah. And he put his little stump out, and Mashtag shook it. He's like, oh, and he like turned the camera and was like, I was not expecting that. It's so
he's got
funny.
such a good blasé way about life though, isn't he? Literally just rock up. Something could be awful. Like, I think similar to India, or it was in India that loads of people kept running up to him trying to sell him stuff. He's like, look, I don't want to buy you beads, just get lost. Then just walked away. Funny. Let's go find a beer. That was so good.
Yeah, he's very funny.
I aspire to be, like, if we ever went travelling, that is how I would go travelling.
My sister's going travelling in Japan, and she's coming back and then she's going to, like, doing the normal routes of, like, Thailand and stuff.
Oh, wow.
I said to her, watch his videos, because you're going to see the true, like, when people do vlogs, they do.
He's not
they
an
do beat
influencer.
around. No, yeah, exactly. He shows it how it is.
He really does.
So he goes to places with shitholes. He goes to good places.
I remember the video that he got barley belly, and it was just him on the toilet for a good 20 minutes, just going. Oh.
There's a clip. There's a clip of him going. Eating some meat on the street, and he's like, "Oh, this looks a bit like undercooked." And then 2 seconds later, flashed to him like dying
on the toilet. That's all that was.
So I said to my sister, like, watch him because he'll. I know he's obviously jokes, but he'll give you a true insight of what it's like.
Yeah,
and where to go.
The do's and don'ts. Yeah, the things that you really shouldn't be doing.
Exactly.
The other one was where I think you went on like one of those. What's it called? When you're on a boat and you're on a parachute.
Yeah, parasail. No, not parasail.
No. What's it called?
Oh.
Paraglide? No. No, paragliding's when you're in the air. Oh, whatever it is. When you're in a parachute and you're getting pulled by a boat, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's just like getting haunched then right into his groin is like, I'm going to lose it.
Hurt his sack. He was sick. Did you watch one where he was sick when he lived up there? The other funny thing, he's always sick. He's always sick, isn't he? Yeah, he seems like dive in a swimming pool, pop up and just be sick. But he was paragliding. No, it's not paragliding.
No, it's got something else. It must be parasailing. I think it is parasailing.
Parasailing, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, but he was so funny.
He was really parasailing. Yeah. He was hungover and he was up there and he was just being sick in the air. So it's fucking naughty. Anyway, it's a massive sidetrack, but he's funny.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Again, he's got such a positive mentality about just everything and anything.
I'm sure he might not be up behind the scenes, but in front of the camera.
I reckon he's that.
I hope so. I
reckon he's on or like 100% of the time. Another video. Again, he was in like Gambia or Africa somewhere, and they were like, "Oh, this is the fisting hut." And he goes, "Oh, the fisting hut? Hey, come on, man, let's go in. Let's get in there together."
He always says to the taxi drivers,
they were like, "What?"
He always says to the taxi drivers, like, "You take me to strip club, or you take me to the strip club." Yeah.
He's like really laddie and really like friendly with everyone. Yeah, no, that's a good way to be, I guess.
So yeah, if something ever happened to me, joke about it. Yeah. Don't take the piss, but joke.
Yeah. No, 100%. You have to. I think you have to.
Because I would make jokes all day.
Yeah, because if you just sit there and you mope and like moan about it, and you don't let anybody not everyone's going to avoid you. No one's going to want to talk to you because like, oh no,
exactly,
can't say anything about it. But yeah, right, okay. So on to I said saving bees. I'm not saving turtles.
Who?
Turtles. Yeah. You say the turtles.
Say the turtles.
Say the turtles. So my hero or for the haul this week, we are setting sail to Corpus Christi, which is
where's that, Canada?
In Texas.
Okay.
It's on the Gulf of Mexico, where a commercial mariner turned his passion for the ocean into a mission to save some of the most vulnerable creatures called imperiled lives. Captain Oh, mate, I'm
I'm
waiting
watching
for
the cat. Go on, you carry on.
waiting for beans. Captain Brandon Upton, the owner of and operator of Ceto, a boating assistance company, has spent years navigating unpredictable waters in the Gulf of Mexico. But in 2018, so this is an older story, but it's a good story, he encountered something he's never expected. Out on the water, during a particularly chilly afternoon, he noticed a dark shape floating nearby. Then another, and another. Turtles.
Turtles floating. Floating turtles. They're upside down.
No, I don't think they were upside down, but the seasoned captain had seen almost everything the Gulf could throw at him, but this was different. To his shock, they were sea turtles, motionless, drifting on the surface. So,
You ever swum with a turtle before?
Not with a turtle. So we went to Mexico, we were swimming on the surface, watching the sea turtles eat all the seaweed.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, close
That's pretty cool. But you have to stay away, you have to stay out of like certain areas. They pretty much like cordon it off to where you can actually swim. It's quite funny.
Did that in Egypt.
Egypt, yeah, you said it.
Did
you see turtles?
There was just one in the sea.
Oh,
I didn't go see them. They were there.
Well, what?
And a stingray.
Just one sole turtle?
Yeah, it was on its own, yeah.
Oh, that's
Just swam past me.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a stingray as well.
That's pretty cool as well. Did you not like get a bit of the old Steve Irwin like ooh?
No, I didn't try and fight him.
Yeah, no, did Steve Irwin?
Give a dick out and do a sword fight.
It would kill you. It did Steve Irwin in, and he knew what he was shit. He knew the shit he was doing.
No, it was. I don't think it was a proper stingray. It was just like a little ray.
Oh, okay, a little baby bomb.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, we did that in Mexico. It's so weird. Like,
I can't wait to take Ruby to Mexico.
it was. Oh, really? Why? What are you gonna do?
Because it looks
Just
nice.
a really nice place. Yeah, mate, there's loads.
Ruby's got a list, mate.
Oh, okay.
Next 15 years, he's going to be going to some cool places.
Mate, he's going to be the most travel child
I hope so.
ever.
Take him to some cool places.
But yeah, no, it was a really funny experience because as you're sort of swimming around, there's groups and groups and groups of people. So you go in as like teams.
Okay. Yeah,
but you're all sort of swimming. But because you're all looking down and as you're swimming forwards, someone in
Bump.
front of you has stopped. Yeah. Like the amount of people that are headbutted and the amount of times that I nearly got kicked in the face, it was unreal. But no, still good experience. I'll still say good experience. Go and see swimmers. See the sea. So back to this.
we lost it.
No. So he said, I didn't want to touch any of the turtles because I know that they are endangered and protected. And Upton told the dodo, who I should have probably looked up who the dodo are. I'm assuming they're a endangerment sort of
the dodos.
Wildlife
I
endangerment.
thought they were gone a long time ago.
No, they totally are. Oh, you know, they could be in a cave somewhere. They could be. But no, I think they're like a wildlife endangerment sort of facility or something like that. He goes, on my way in, I saw more and more sea turtles and I was very, very confused. And in all my years on the water, I've never seen anything like it. And rather than act on his own, Upton did the right thing. He reached out to the experts. The ecologists, that's my French, ecologists at Padre Island National Seashore explained that the turtles were suffering from cold stunning. So they were basically...
just nuts.
Yeah, immobile. So they were so cold. A life-threatening condition that occurs when water temperature drops below 57 Fahrenheit, which I think is like...
Is this because of global warming or is it just...
No, obviously it's getting colder. So I think it's just like changes in the seasons and things like that. Sea turtles, being cold-blooded, rely on the environment to regulate their body temperature. And when the water gets too cold, their metabolism slows down to a crawl, leaving them in a comatose state, which is... yeah. It's basically... I'm pretty sure there's something like that in humans where you can purposely do it to... It's like stasis, basically, like being frozen in time sort of thing, just in case you're in like a really critical state. So it stops your body from doing it. So these, I guess, in the same thing. They float helplessly on the surface at risk of drowning, which is really sad. Boat strikes or washing ashore where land predators can pick them off. And determined to help, Upton sprang into action. He loaded up his airboat, which is so sick. The fact that he has an airboat. Proper like big fan on the back of it. I love him. Alongside, sound like it's such a special.
What do you got to do? Get some blankets or something?
No, alongside the crew, he began collecting as many cold stunned turtles as he could. So he literally just
collected
loaded
them
them into the boat. The first day, he hauled 2 or 3 boatloads of stranded turtles, ferrying them to the Padre Island Rescue Centre, where specialists worked to carefully warm their bodies and restart their systems. Once recovered, they were released back into the Gulf, which I hope they didn't release them straight away, because if they've just got cold, they're going to get cold again and they have to get re-rescued. But yeah, since then, every winter, Upton has remained vigilant. Whenever the temperature drops to dangerously low, he takes to the water, scanning for signs of trouble. Equipped with a specialised gear and an unshakable commitment to the cause, he's become essentially the first responder in the fight to save the Gulf sea turtles. And for Upton, it's not just about duty; it's about his compassion. He said, "While sea turtle rescues typically require special training, we started an emergency situation." He said, "We just did what we could." 7 years later, he's still doing it, and while he never set out to be a hero, that's exactly what he's become. So today, I honour Captain Brandon Upton, Sea Turtle Guardian.
I love that. I love turtles. So.
Guardians just keeps popping up.
Yeah. Well done.
Cool.
Wow, that's good to know. Not as loud as Jordan last week.
Yeah, I listened to it. You couldn't tell. You did a good job at cutting it down. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It was so loud.
Save the ears. Don't know about saving the turtles.
It was so loud.
Okay, number 1.
Go on in.
There's enough DNA in your body to stretch to the moon. If you took all the DNA from your body and laid it out, it would stretch 10 billion miles, enough to reach the moon and back over 200,000 times. Talk about cosmic connection. I don't know why I did that.
That's so weird to think about. I imagine if you were just a strand of DNA, just one strand of DNA. No one would be able to see you.
Nope, nobody.
Besides
Not with these eyes.
Besides-
Octopuses have 9 brains. An octopus has 1 central brain and 8 smaller brains. 1 in each of its arms. These brains help the octopus control its limbs independently, making it a true multitasker in the sea.
Do you reckon?
And they're aliens.
They are so aliens.
Alice thinks they're real.
100%.
Aliens.
Because they're so intelligent as well. When you give them a problem, problem solving is mad.
Yep.
Give them a jar and they'll open it. Or what was the other thing?
You see when they go through really small spaces?
Oh, it's creepy. It's really creepy. It's like the tiny holes on ships and stuff, and they just slump off the side. It's like, ooh.
I don't like it. 1 teaspoon of honey represents the lifetime work of 12 bees.
So fitting, no way.
It takes 12 bees their entire lifetime to make just 1 teaspoon of honey. So the next time we take a dip of your toast in honey, remember that little spoonful of sweetness is the result of a lot of hard-working bees.
For real?
Yep.
Yo.
Yep.
So we must be artificially making honey. There isn't enough bees on the planet to make the amount of honey that we see nowadays.
How many bees are in a colony? Let's just double check this.
Google going. In a colony.
In a hive, here we go.
Get that going. There must be thousands.
Oh.
Whoa! 20 to 60,000 bees. Mate, that's a lot of bees.
Oh, there we go. Then that's why there's a lot of bees.
That's why there's a lot of honey.
Yeah.
Damn, fair play.
Honey. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. Earth is home to about 3 trillion trees. That's more than 7 times the number than stars in the Milky Way.
What? That's mad. Man, you're coming up with some real good facts today.
Who the fuck's counting this?
Who the fuck's counting all the trees?
It's counting the trees.
That one, see? Oh, wow, that one's been chopped down. Shit.
How long would it take to count to 3 trillion?
This one's...
How long?
Sorry, people, this is just an episode where we Google everything.
3 trillion. No, but that's got to take...
7 days.
No, 7 days. It's going to take years. Yeah, 31,000 years.
Oh, okay. 7 days.
I don't think people realise the difference between a million and a billion.
It's massive.
Yeah, the volume's huge.
It's massive. Well, what did I say? I said it on a podcast a couple of days ago. No, a couple of weeks ago. About that exact same thing. I think it was the population or something to do with population and how 8 billion is massively drastically overpopulated for the world or something. Yeah, because you made the Thanos joke. You're like, we'll snap them all away. Big.
The Earth's magnetic field reverses. The Earth's magnetic field isn't permanent. It flips every few 100,000 years. When it flips, the north and the south poles just switch places. The last reversal happened about 780,000 years ago, so we're technically overdue for another one.
Everyone turns upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens. Yeah. We'll fall over.
Yeah.
And then Australia facing upwards and we're facing downwards.
It happens instantly. Literally. Bang. You're like, whoa, what's just happened?
Like, whoa!
As if we both did it at the same time.
So there we go.
Yeah, because it causes a load of damage, I'm pretty sure.
No, nothing would happen. Nothing would happen.
It's like the polarization of all the Earth and stuff, and all you get waves and shit coming over, and you do know you Google what happens when the polar shift.
What would happen if the polar's reversed?
Yeah, polar's reversed. Catastrophe.
The magnetic field would weaken by 90%.
We would all float off
during
into
this time. We would be hit by cosmetic rays. Compass-based navigation would be disturbed. There would be chaos before the poles sorted themselves out.
Yep.
Basically, we'd all be dead.
Yeah. We'd all...
Wow, shit me, look at that picture.
We'd all be slapped with
during a
radiation.
reversal. Oh, mate, this is really bad podcasting because they can't see. Look.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, it's like explosions all over the place. Yeah, it's basically just like cosmic radiation just slapping the Earth. Everyone will literally die of radiation poisoning.
In that article, he said, there's no need to be concerned. We're all brown bread if we flip.
We are... There's so many things that can make us brown bread, though. And for people that don't know brown bread, dead.
We are.
Comet floating around the Earth. Pew, come
We
back.
are. We're very lucky to be alive.
We are. We really are. That in so many aspects as well.
So many things can kill us,
Yeah, that's true.
and
but-
we're very weak.
Yeah, but you're thinking, we definitely are in terms of like planetary.
I could
aspects.
I could just go and fall off this roof, and I'm dead.
Be dead.
But if I chuck beans off, she probably wouldn't die.
Mate, we nearly died today.
Hey, wait, what do you mean we?
We nearly died on your stairs. Right, for the people at home, before this podcast started, I'm absolutely shattered because we had to try and get Ryan's new mattress upstairs. It was so thick.
73 kg, Wade.
Which isn't that heavy, but it was just the fact that it was so thick you can't fold it
I'm
underneath the
not even lying.
stairs.
I'm not even lying, right? In the shop,
It was awful.
it wasn't that big in the shop.
It definitely was.
I'm gonna have to get a step ladder to get onto my bed now.
So high. Poor princess in the pea over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I was gonna say that like when it comes to like human beings and stuff like that, it's mad that we can get real philosophical on it now. It's mad to think that that the Earth has been made as it is for humans to be able to
How
develop
the
the way
life
they have.
Earth so balanced.
Sorry, all Christians that believe that we were just made by a rib and some
A rib.
magic. Yeah, that's how humans
Is
were
it?
created or something like that. But we'll stick to evolution and all that sort of jazz. But then to be one in, I don't know how many sperms go to an egg and all that sort of stuff, but like not a billion or trillion, but like millions. One in millions to be then born is also mad. To think that you could have been someone completely different had another sperm hit that egg.
True.
And you might not have been you. Might not have been here. But yeah, it's a race you won. It's the biggest race that you've
The
won.
only race I've won.
It's the only race you've won. It's the most important race to win. It's
We've all
been existing.
We've all won one. We've all won.
I
We've
think
all
it's
won one race in our life.
yeah. If you want to really, really get into it and get real like heart solely with it, Neil deGrasse Tyson, the scientist, the really, really smart guy that talks about space a lot, he has a quote out there. Go and find his because he said it way better. It sounds like when you listen to him say it, you're like, oh, damn, I should be doing like way more stuff with my life.
Go on.
News or nonsense?
News or nonsense?
News or nonsense. 3 of these heartwarming stories are completely made up, just to let you know. So, a teen builds a solar-powered car from scrap metal. A 17-year-old in Kenya built a fully functional solar-powered car using scrap metal and old motorcycle parts. His invention caught the attention of engineers and has now been offered a scholarship to study in renewable energy. Hello, Beans.
Hello, Bean.
B. Orchestra performs concert using instruments made of recycled trash. A group of musicians in Brazil put on a full orchestral concert using instruments made entirely from recycled materials, including violins made from tin cans and cellos crafted from old furniture.
That's a fun one. I hope that's right, but that's a fun one.
A baker discovers a 200-year-old sourdough starter in his grandmother's basement and brings it back to life. A French baker uncovered a sealed jar of sourdough starter from the 1800s in his grandmother's old house. Amazingly, with careful feeding, he managed to revive it and now used it to bake bread with a truly historic flavour.
I don't want that one to be true, but go on.
And D, airports introduce therapy miniature horses for stressed travellers. In the US, airport has introduced a miniature therapy horse to help calm nervous travellers. Passengers can pet, feed, and even take selfies with the tiny horse before flights.
I hope that one's not true. A sounds like the most realistic one.
The solar-powered car.
I do like B though.
Orchestral performance with recycled materials.
So I'm going to go with A or B. B.
Ooh, I'm so sorry to tell you
I was wrong.
that D, Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport, really has introduced a therapy miniature horse to help calm anxious
Americans
travellers.
are weird, aren't they?
Well, they're being led by a really crazy guy at the moment, so we can give him credit.
Fair dues.
But yeah, so you are now 2-2.
2 for 2.
Yeah. But that is us
That's done.
for the rest of the week.
Do you think I can see beans?
Yeah, you can definitely see Beans. It's just laxing right there. She's less laxing there. Sorry.
She's just chilling.
Sorry, Beans.
Bless her. Hey, beans.
So
Right,
yeah.
thank you very much for listening. As usual, please, if you're looking on YouTube,
If you're actually watching us instead of just listening to us whilst we just mull around in the background.
please subscribe, like, leave a comment, ring that bell notification. If you're listening on Spotify, please leave us a rating. Follow all the usual stuff. If you want to send us an email about anything, Send us an email on ktgggtkpod@outlook.com, and I'll let Jordan do the socials.
And the socials are on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, because I'm not going to read them out to you, but for the people that are listening at home and they're not watching us, why are you not watching us? We are on TikTok at KTGGTKpod. We're on Instagram at No, wrong way round. Instagram is KTGGTKpod. Can't believe I got that wrong. TikTok is KTGGTK Podcast, and Facebook is Know the Good to Know.
They are all in
podcast.
the descriptions, both on YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah, so if you can't be asked to look, they're right there.
But thank you very much for those who do listen, and if you've made it this far, an extra shout out. For anything else, have a great week, and we'll catch you again next week.
And stay
One
positive.
important thing, stay positive.
Stay positive.